Welcome. How are you guys doing today? Perfect. Good. Everything is good. Everyone is happy. We're not. You're surviving. Who knows? I'm doing pretty good. Excellent. That's up and working. Welcome. Good morning to some morning yoga with Janelle. So good to have you with us, or if you're rewatching, if you're doing afternoon, evening, midnight, whenever you're getting your movement in, it's a great time. So welcome. Oh, look at how dark. I guess I should turn some lights on here. Hey, I thought I'd have enough light with everything else, but we'll just turn some extra lights on here. See how that works. We'll do what we can, hey? Let me just tuck this out of the way a little bit. Who knows? Who knows, guys? Cool. Well, welcome. Good morning. If you're just kind of waking up and rolling out your mat, make a little space, follow along, or whatever you like to do. This morning I wanted to talk about mindset, specifically abundance and scarcity. I think it's really fun, I guess, to think about just those two words. Have you ever thought about the word abundance before? Thinking about that overflowing, that really lush, like all of those full, rambunctious words come to mind. We often think of abundance as a good thing, as like blessing, as an overpouring, and then the opposite of that being your scarcity, your lack, you don't have enough. I think those two are very interesting because sometimes even abundance can become overwhelming. And so having too much of a good thing, that kind of idea. And so striving after abundance and striving after blessing, or whatever you want, whatever word you want to use it, to the point of it stressing you out, is really just kind of interesting. Great example of this, let's make this tangible, is maybe you started off this whole quarantine time with that scarcity mindset. You don't have enough, you need to go out, we need to stock up, we need to have enough to get through. And so you go and you make sure that you have things in your life that you're now abundant. You have an abundant pantry, an abundant freezer, abundant toilet paper, whatever that ends up being. Then maybe you went a little overboard and now you're overwhelmed by the amount of decisions. What am I going to make for dinner? Oh, I have all of this. Where do I even start? That's going to be a really real thing. And so building your awareness to that pendulum that kind of swings back and forth. I think there's an unhealthy when you get too extreme, a healthy and when you kind of drift over towards the other side of it and have your healthy and then your unhealthy version of both of those things. I think a scarcity mindset of not having enough can also have its benefits as well. But I think really when you get into that danger zone of that overabundance, that's where things can really get tricky. And if you're too much into that scarcity, if that's just where you're living in, you can't make ends meet, you can't emotionally, you don't have enough to get through the day. And a really cool example of my own scarcity mindset when I did a 30-day yoga challenge. The goal was to do yoga 30 times within 30 days. So it didn't really have to be every day. You could double up if you were away for a weekend or something like that. And I noticed I was holding back every class because I was like, oh, well, I need to get through the rest of my day, plus be able to have enough energy to do yoga tomorrow. And so I was really not getting what I wanted out of my classes because I was holding back. I had that scarcity mindset opposed to just, okay, no, I trust that I have enough for today. I'll get some sleep and then I'll have energy for the next day. And so, here's me shining some light on those two mindsets, the abundance, the scarcity. I feel like I could actually talk for like a solid hour on both of these things. But I did want to encourage you that as you're becoming aware of these two mentalities, that they can also be positive, or we can use them to benefit our life. Sometimes it is healthy to look around and be like, oh, I don't actually have enough, because then you're going to change that situation. And so becoming aware of it, right? Maybe I don't have, of whatever it is, you don't have enough cream in your coffee. Well, just add some more. What an easy solution. You don't have to sit there drinking your coffee not the way you like it if you have more cream in the fridge. If you don't, well, that's fine. Then that's the sacrifice you're choosing to make. So there we go. It's not really a full thought, but it's some thoughts out there. Let me know what you guys think about that, and how you are living in that, and maybe how that's been beneficial or detrimental to you guys, and if maybe having a balance between those, noticing the abundance you have in some areas, can really help you have more joy and be more thankful and gratitude. And those are some of those powerful things you can have in the world. Man, they do so much good things for your brain. So before I get on that tangent, let's get into some yoga, where you can maybe explore some abundance of self-love, of stretch, of movement, getting in what you need when you need it. So let's get into that. I'm going to take a nice sip of coffee here. So good. All right, wherever you are, whether you're seated, laying down, however you find yourself, let's roll those shoulders back and down. Drop those shoulders and start to extend nice and long through the crown of the head. Start to lengthen and expand that spine. Feel how tall you can get. Even lying down, you can just feel that extra length. And connect in with the breath. Take a nice big inhale. Exhale, let it go. Take 2 more of those. Nice big inhale. Really start to not just fill the lungs, but start to fill into that abdomen area, getting into that big belly breathing. See if you can really puff everything out, really expand as big as you can, and exhale, really kind of soften and melt into it. Come back to that. Take that nice big inhale breath, having that abundance of air. Fill the lungs, fill the belly, fill the body. Breathing in as much as you possibly can. And exhale nice and slow. See if you can add that little restriction in. And start to notice at what point you kind of start to get worried. Breathing out, getting into that scarcity mindset. Don't worry, you're going to take another inhale breath, so you don't have to live there. Just be there long enough to notice that transition of abundance. Nice full breath. You really can't fit any more in. You're probably not nervous at this point at all, but as you start to exhale, you'll reach that moment where you're like, oh, I probably need to take another breath in. You're like, oh, I still have lots of air in my lungs. Oh, I can still keep breathing out. Oh, I'm getting I really need that breath there. And then, oh, okay, look, there it is, right there, ready to go. And so working with that, take a couple of more breaths. Really start to get into the body, into the awareness of how you're feeling, working with those mindsets. Well, we got our Thursday morning recycle that. Thanks, God. Connecting in, feeling good, beautiful. If you like to set an intention for your class, for your time together, go ahead and do so now. What brings you to your mat today? What's your intention for this class, this practice, this time? Whatever comes to mind, let's seal it in with a nice big breath. Breathe it in one more time, real big. Exhale, let it go, let it out. Start to feel that relax. Start to wake up through the body. A little wiggle into fingers, a little wiggle into toes, rolling wrists and ankles. However you like to wake up the body, take some time to do that. This is my Happy Hips Inspired class, where we take some time to get some nice movement in, working on this whole pelvis and seated area. It includes low back, includes glutes, hamstrings, quads, just really this whole section of the body we will really focus in on, but we will get some overall movement. It's really impossible to just isolate in one specific area. So I'm going to roll back on down onto my mat. If you're already down there, Excellent. I'll join you. Have a bend to the knees, plant the feet, feel that low back really pressing in. Let's inhale, take the arms up nice and tall. Really reach, maybe feel that arch through the spine. Exhale, drop the arms down. Take one more of those. If you want to kick the legs out, that's a great option. That extra full good morning stretch all the way from the toes to the points of the fingers and beyond, getting oh so tall. Exhale, hug those knees in towards the chest. Take that gentle roll from side to side, giving that low back a nice little massage. Maybe feel that on the shoulders or the back of the head. Wherever you're at, let it feel good. Maybe you're really rolling onto your hip and getting more into the sides of the hips. Beautiful. Excellent. All right, let's bring the knees over the hips. Feet can be nice and relaxed. Let's bring those hands up overhead, interlacing and making that nice little pillow. Opening up the elbows, trying to have the entirety of the arms pressing in towards the mat. Excellent. Extend nice and long through the crown of the head. Take that inhale breath. Let the whole body become like jelly. And take that exhale breath to pull the belly button in towards the spine and to engage. Press those shoulders into the mat. Feel how strong that midline of the body is. So much strength and stabilizing happening right here. Excellent. If you want a little more challenge on this, we can start to extend the legs up, bringing the feet up towards the ceiling. So let's take one more of those nice big inhale breaths. Big inhale. Exhale to stabilize. Really pressing into that low back. Maybe you're extending through those heels a little more, trying to lengthen the legs. I've got real tight hamstrings in the morning, so this is my version of the straight legs. But that's okay, that's where I'm at, and I'm working with that. All right, let's take that inhale breath. Feel the softening happening there. And exhale, feel that nice engagement through the core. It might not even be noticeable. It's not like your body is really shifting here, but you can feel that. You can really become aware of that. We're going to take two more of those, coming to the 5, that nice round number. So that nice big inhale, feel that relax. And that exhale, feel that engagement. Pressing into those shoulders, don't leave them out of this movement as well. That stabilizes into those upper abdominals. Really press that low back in. Nice and strong. All right, breathe it in. Exhale, strengthen. Beautiful, so good. So from here, let's try to keep that nice stabilizing movement and motion. And we'll drop one leg down, bring it back up, and other side. So if you need that extra bit of stabilizing, you can always bring your hands underneath your sits bones here. That just kind of lifts the pelvis up a little bit, presses that low back in. And so if you've got those weaker abdominal muscles, this is a great intermediate, especially if you want to try to do this keeping your legs long. Other alternative is to keep those hands behind the head or alongside the body and touch the feet a little bit closer towards the body, towards those sits bones. So you'll still be feeling it. We're still activating into those hip flexors, into those abdominals. Keep that strengthening. And if you lose it, if you notice that you're pushing the belly outward opposed to stabilizing by pulling inward, take a little moment, come back to your neutral, reset, and keep it going. Beautiful. We'll take 4 more, 2 on either side here. Feeling that warmth. Ooh, my hip flexors are really aware of this one this morning. Excellent. Bend the knees. And just windshield viper, dropping the knees from side to side. And release the hands as well. Beautiful. Letting it feel good. Awesome. All right, let's find our stillness. Roll the shoulders back and down. Feel all of that space across the shoulder blades. Take a nice big inhale, lengthen. Exhale, engage. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lift the hips, pressing into those feet. Send those hips up. Feeling the activation into the feet, into the legs. If you want more, you can interlace the hands under the sits bones. Really extend. Maybe even trying to reach down for the feet. or having the hands pull on each other, opening up through the shoulders. Feel how the heart lifts. We create a little more space. Keep pressing in. Nice bridge pose here. Feel the strength in the feet. Notice you have equal weight in the toes and the heels. Maybe you rock them a little bit back and forth, and then find that nice balance between the two. Take that exhale, press harder into the feet. See if you can send those hips up maybe just a little bit higher. Feeling all of that lengthening through the front body. Feel those shoulders pressing in towards the ground. Maybe even accentuate that there. Activating more into the top of the body. Beautiful. Let's roll things down nice and slow. One vertebrae at a time, really lengthening and drawing this out. Feeling that real massage across the spine. Landing it all the way down. Excellent. Feels oh so delightful. So let's take a little moment here. Let's just windshield wiper, but I want to bring awareness to how the knees can go. So you can either lock knees together and legs together, windshield wipering like that, where you feel that rotating over the feet and you're trying to more or less keep your feet in the center. It's the knees that drop from side to side. All right, come back to your stillness. Widen the feet now. Maybe coming to the edges of the mat or hip distance apart, wherever you'd like to be, and try not to glue the feet together. Just simply let the feet drop towards one side. Notice how knee is almost aligned with that other foot. There's lots of space between the legs. So play around with that a little bit. This is a neat little internal rotation, a little external rotation on each leg. Every time you drop them down. So just different ways to play around. I'm going to come back to this in a seated position. So just keep in mind maybe what that feels like or how to get into that setup. All right, bring the feet back to neutral. Press into that low back area. Let's bring the knees up, coming to maybe that nice 90 degrees of the legs. Maybe you're pointing through the toes, flexing through the toes, just warming up the ankles a little bit. Maybe take a couple of little circles through the ankles, go the other way. Feeling good. Beautiful. Excellent. Let's bring those hands underneath the head, interlacing, maybe interlacing the opposite way, letting it feel like that awkward handshake. And we'll just take 10 little crunches here. So maybe you want to bring the elbows pointing up, and we're going to journey across the body. So bringing elbow towards opposite knee, and down, going towards the other side. Just working into those upper abdominals, a little bit into the obliques. If you want more, you can hug the knees in and even roll ever so slightly towards the side as you're moving, as you're grooving. Beautiful. Feeling good, feeling gentle. Just drawing some blood flow in towards that abdominal area. Saying good morning to that core. I've lost counts. I don't know where we're at. I don't know. We'll do one more on this side, one more on the other side. Come back to that nice neutral. Lower everything down. And then make your way up into a seated position. So I always usually sit cross-legged. I feel like I want to mix that up a little bit today. So let's plant our hands behind us, plant the feet, and come into that windshield wiper of the legs. So working with those hips a little bit more, dropping legs down from side to side. Maybe you're rolling onto those hips, noticing that space between the feet. Like I've got enough room for my leg to kind of land here. So even if you're not having that knee come all the way down, just feeling that motion, let it feel good. Excellent. Working with that hip socket, with the legs, maybe even into that IT band a little bit. Rolling across the glutes, let that feel good as well. Taking just a couple more here. Excellent. And let's drop the knees over towards one side. So if this is too intensive for you to kind of work with. I'm just going to adjust my angle a little bit. I find if I have my bottom calf aligned with my mat and then my back half kind of at that 90 degrees, I can mix stuff up from there, but you can be anywhere from knee stacked over knee and then sliding that top leg down however far works for you, trying to lower or push that sits bones in. Feeling a nice stretch, let's lengthen through the spine, roll those shoulders back and down. Take a nice big inhale breath. Exhale, engage nice and strong through that core. Beautiful, I'm feeling lots through my right hip, through my top leg. And working through that, I'm going to adjust my foot out a little bit, being a little more gentle on this knee, I feel. If you've got lots of space between your hip and the floor, that's where a book, a yoga block, any props that you might have, tucking it in there, sitting on that will help really support you through there. All right, let's see if we can bring hands onto knees and just take a moment to connect in with the breath. We'll take 3 full big inhales and exhales here. Breathing in nice and strong. Exhale, let it out. Inhale, nice and deep. Exhale, soften. Feel that tension release. See if you can melt like butter. Mini, big, nice inhale. Nice full exhale. Let it feel really good. Excellent. If you want more, you can add a little twist onto this. And so bring your hand towards your opposite knee. Other hand rotates back behind. That's inhale, lengthen. Really get tall. And then exhale. And twisting in the same direction that the soles of your feet are pointing. So that's what will deepen the twist here. Deepen the stretch, the pull. If you twist the other way, you're simply just letting go of the stretch. But we can do a little counter twist on that side. See what it feels like. Maybe look over that back shoulder. Let's untwist, come back to neutral, and then try things out the other way. So lengthen, get nice and tall, reach for that opposite knee, and twist it around. Maybe you can even press into the feet slightly to rotate more through the hips. Sneak a little sip of coffee. It's actually tea this morning, it's great. Let's untwist, come on back. Excellent. So let's come out of this nice and safe. Bring this top knee on top of the other leg and then roll things up and over towards the other side. And so now I'm really on my opposite hip, dropping my knee down, then trying to plant those sits bones in towards the mat. You might feel a little squeeze right in the side here. See if you can soften. If that's too much, you can even just hang out here, planting an arm. Help stabilize, or using your props however you need, whatever feels real great and good. Take a nice big inhale, really lengthen. Exhale, let it go. Let's take those 3 nice big breaths here. So inhale, see if you can get as tall as possible. Exhale, see if you can soften, let it go. Inhale, nice and tall. Exhale, release, maybe even sigh it out. One more giant inhale breath, really breathing in, coming back to that abundance. Exhale, fully noticing that scarcity. But don't worry, there's another breath waiting to come. Working with your own pace now. Let's add in that nice little twist. Maybe you're just simply hanging out here. Maybe even if you just twist ever so slowly, that works. Or you can journey your hands, twisting around. Let's lengthen, get nice and tall. Exhale, and twist a little deeper. Maybe you're just looking over that back shoulder, using the neck to twist. Then deepen. Feeling that nice connection. Beautiful. One more nice big breath. Exhale, release. Start to unwind. Find your neutral. And twist around to the other side. I'm sorry, this one is so super dark. I have every light on I could possibly have on here. This feels great because I can really press into my legs a little bit. I just feel just a little bit of extra stretch through that. So it feels great on my hip. But I am getting less twist and rotation on this side, but that's okay. Sometimes we just do things because they feel oh so delightful. All right, let's release. Let's bring knee back over knee, coming out of this nice and safe, not torquing or adding too much extra anywhere. Bring the soles of the feet to touch. Get some external rotation, little inner thigh stretch here. Inhale, get nice and tall. Maybe you're pressing into the feet, maybe you're pressing those knees down. And if it's feeling really hard and you're getting too much strain, move those feet farther away from those sits bones. And inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, start to fold forward. Maybe you cup the toes. If you want to deepen, maybe reach those hands forward. Let it feel good on your low back. Keep trying to do this with a nice flat back. So roll those shoulders back and down. And then start to fold forward. So even if it's just a smaller stretch, or maybe you're coming down a lot more, just working with those inner thighs a little bit. Lots of external rotation through the hips here. Let it feel good with whatever it's at, so you can find a little joy in this pose. Beautiful. Let's start to come back up. Nice and good. Bring the knees together. And let's roll things over into that nice tabletop position. Let me just check the time here. Oh, that's great. And pressing hands in towards the mat, fingers nice and wide. Knees hip distance apart. Roll those shoulders back and down. Press into those hands, extend long through the crown of the head. Let's come to a little bit of cat-cow, just warming up through that spine a little more. Inhales to look up. Exhales to round, push through. Really activate into those shoulders if you want a little more. Moving with that breath, let it feel good. Working on some mobility of the spine. And let's find our neutral position, pressing into those hands. And send right toes back, touching them down in towards the mat. Walk left fingertips forward. You can have the choice to hang out here, or if you want a little more, we can start to lift the leg. So engage the core first, pull the belly button in. Float those toes up. Toes pointing down like you're flexing through the foot, kicking out through the heel. Nice and strong. If you want more still, lift that left hand up. Head drops down, extending long through the crown of the head. Nice and strong here. Take a nice big inhale breath. See if you can really lengthen, really reach it out. And exhale, stabilize. Nice and strong through that core, through the hands. Keep holding here. Maybe you drop that right hip down a little more. Maybe you kick that right foot up a little higher. Nice flat back. Nice and even hips. All right, now let's take 3 little pulses. Elbow towards knee. Reach it out really long. Take a moment to really extend here. Elbow to knee, curl it in. Reach it out really long. Take that time. Curl it in for this last one. And reach out oh so tall. Beautiful. Drop the hand, drop the knee. Beautiful. Sway from side to side. Letting it go. Releasing. So good. Let's come to that stillness. Resetting. If your knees or your wrists are sore, you can always just curl the mat over. Look at this. All this extra padding now available. Make sure that the palm of your hand is on it. Fingers can dangle off all that extra padding. If it's there, you can do the exact same technique for the knees. Should you require it, feels good just to add some extra padding on those kneecaps. All right, let's stabilize, pressing into those hands, roll those shoulders back and down. So strong. Then those left toes back, touch them into the mat. This just helps square those hips off. Walk right fingertips forward, so option to simply stay here and extend, or engage that core, float that left foot up. Toes pointing down, extending long through the heel. Really active through that leg, like pushing out ever so strong. If you're ready for it, float right hand up. Chin is nice and tucked. There's so much length here. Really get nice and strong and stable. Take a nice big inhale, breath, and lengthen. Exhale, pull that core in. Really stabilize. Keep going with that nice big inhale, reach it out. Exhale's nice and strong. Really lengthen, really kick it out. Notice, are you getting into that scarcity mindset of I don't have enough energy or strength to keep holding here? Notice, we are a lot more resilient than we think. We can do a lot more. It's often our own minds that get in the way. All right, 3 little crunches, elbow to knee, but taking time to really extend really long. Elbow to knee. Find that length, reach it out, reach it a little further. And last one, curling it in. Reach it out, oh so tall. Feel all that length. And drop the hand, drop the knee. Beautiful sway from side to side, or shake out the wrists. Whatever feels good. Excellent. Beautiful. Let's tuck those toes under and start to push into your downward dog, pressing into those hands. Extending nice and long. Find that length. Pedal out the feet. Getting that nice stretch. Beautiful. Oh, so good. So strong. Let's look towards the front of the mat. Hop, step, jump, or tiptoe. Maybe take a couple little steps into your forward fold. Exhale, drop the head, let the body hang nice and heavy. Beautiful. Connect in with the breath. Maybe you remember that intention from the beginning of class. Beautiful. Let's inhale, halfway lift. Press the hands into the legs, roll those shoulders back and down, extend long through the crown of the head. Bend the knees, sink the hips, sweep those arms up. Wonderful little chair pose, pull that core in, press that low back out. Sink a little lower, press all the way up to standing, reach it up nice and tall. Pull the hands to heart center. Beautiful, inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, hands to heart. Beautiful. One more time. Reach up nice and tall. Let's hold. Maybe you interlace the fingers. Maybe come to steeple. Plant into the feet. Squeeze those toes in towards the mat. Set the core nice and strong. Pull the belly in. Dial the knees outwards so you're pressing into the outer lines of the legs. And let's tip it over towards the right. And coming into a nice side bend. Really reaching. Feeling that lengthening through the right side or the left side of the body. You want a little more, you can start to push that hip out towards the left. Keep reaching, feel nice and strong, feel that length. Beautiful, take that exhale, pull the core in, press into the feet to bring yourself back up to a nice neutral. Roll the shoulder blades down, extend long through the arms, long and strong through the feet. The knees dial out and over towards the other side. Really reaching that top arm over. Feel that nice big stretch. If you want more, you can kick that hip out. Coming into that nice little moon shape. Beautiful. Nice and strong. Use the feet to press up. Come back towards center. Bring the hands down. Excellent. Let's step. We'll start with the left toes. Step the left toes back. And coming into a nice high lunge position. So staying high up on those back toes. Bend through the right knee. Roll right hip back, push left hip forward. Maybe you can bring your hands onto your hips for that nice body awareness. Beautiful, pressing in nice and strong. Lengthen the crown of the head, really push in towards the feet. Feel that nice stretch on the left quad. Excellent, if you want more, you can push those hips forward, deepening into that front leg. Beautiful, notice, are you bowing over? How tight is your low back? Are you able to lengthen? Bring those shoulders in line with the hips. Sweep those arms up. Pull that core in. Keep pressing into the feet. Oh, so strong here. Let it feel good. Excellent. Let's take 3 little dips. Bending into that back knee. Maybe it comes down to a hover. Maybe it stays up a little higher. Lowering down, lifting, and down. 2 more. Excellent. Feel that strength through the legs. Last one. And up. Nice. and strong. Let's transition this into our nice warrior two. So dropping that back heel down, you can adjust the feet, reach those arms out, sink into that front leg. Gaze goes forward. Keep pulling that back arm to keep nice alignment. Sink a little deeper, press into those feet. If you want more, you can come up onto your front toes, lifting the heel up, activating into that quad. On the right side, adding more strength into the pose. So drop that heel back down, straighten through that front leg, kick the hip out to the right, reach it forward, and drop it down, coming into your triangle pose. So top arm can be hand on hip, arm can reach up, arm can reach overhead, whatever feels really good. Maybe you just do a couple little circles, little rotation. Keep pressing into those feet. Let the feet be oh so nice and strong. Just feeling that as a side bend, do the lengthening through that top side of the body. All right, let's bend the knee, press into the feet. Let that be the power that lifts you up back to that warrior two. Let's step towards the top of the mat. Let's inhale, sweep it up. Nice and tall. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach it up. Oh, so nice and tall. Exhale, pull the hands into heart. One more time, reach it up and hold. Maybe interlace coming to steeple. Pull that belly button in, pull those low ribs in, press into the feet. Dial the knees outwards to press into the outer lines of the feet and the legs. And let's tip things over towards the left. Reaching over, nice and strong through that core. You're not just slouching into it. Shoulders are far from the ears. Head is extending nice and tall. If you want more, you can kick the hip out. Sinking a little deeper into it. Getting a little more stretch, but make sure you can do it with control to bring yourself back up. So press into the feet. Rise back up. Reach. Oh, so nice and tall. Engage. Set the body. Push that low back out. Knees spinning outwards. Dialing out. And over towards the other side. Keep pressing into those feet. Reach. Oh, so nice and tall. Feel all of that length. And keep pulling that top arm a little bit farther. If you want more, kick that hip out. Make sure you can do it with control though. Nice big inhale. And exhale, press into the feet. Come all the way up. Reach up nice and tall. Pull the hands to heart center. Beautiful. Step those right toes back. Coming into that high lunge on this side. Bring those hands onto the hips. Adjust your stance. Roll left hip back. Push that right hip forward. Feel that nice stretch on the right quad. So strong through the feet. Maybe you sink a little lower. I'm trying to bring those shoulders over the hips. Maybe bow forward. Release that tension. And then maybe you can come back up. I find that is a helpful little trick if I just bow it down. Excellent. The feet are so strong here. Keep pressing, keep reaching. Excellent. Sweep those arms up. Reach it up. Oh, so nice and tall. Beautiful. Feel all of that length. Roll those shoulder blades down. Extend the crown of the head. Nice and long. Let's take our dips on this side here. So bending that back knee. Lowering down. Bring it back up. And down. Feel nice and strong here. Keep pressing into those back toes. Beautiful. Two more. Nice and tall. Come on back. Reach it up. Let's open up into our warrior two. And adjust that back foot if you'd like. Sink into it. Gaze goes forward. Back arm still draws open. Lots of times it'll come forward. Find that openness through the collarbone. Sink a little deeper. So good. Let's give that front leg a nice little break. Straightening through the leg. And kick the hip out towards the right. Reach forward. And drop the hand down. Maybe the top arm comes onto the hip. Maybe you reach it up. Knee can be slightly bent if that feels better. Ultimately, the goal of this is a hamstring stretch. And a nice opener through the shoulders and the side body. Hand can go overhead. Hand can go up. You can do a couple little circles. And the other way. So good. Nice stretch on the enemies here. Let's bend through that front knee, pressing into the feet to float up to that warrior two. So good. So nice and strong here. Excellent. Nice big inhale. Exhale, deepen. Beautiful. And let's step towards the top of the mat. Inhale, reach it up nice and tall. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach it up. Pull hands to heart. Sweep it up one more time, reach up and hold. This time, bend the knees, sink the hips. Slide your back down that invisible wall. Coming into your chair pose. Pull that belly button in, use that low back to stabilize. Exhale, hands to heart. Bring the body onto the legs, folding forward. Dropping the head down. Give it a nice shake. No. So good. If you need to release that low back, you can keep the knees bent. Body hanging out there. That feels oh so delightful. If you want more from the hamstrings, that's when you start to straighten the legs. Try not to hyperextend the knees though. Lift the kneecaps, keep that gentle bend or bounce to the knee. Excellent. So good. Let's inhale, halfway lift. Roll those shoulders back and down. Exhale, bend the knees so you can plant the hands. Step it back into your downward dog. Pressing into those hands nice and hard. Use your arms tons here. Strengthen through those shoulders. You can pedal at the feet. And you can bend to one leg and the next. Let it feel good. Take a nice big inhale. Exhale, strengthen. Push those hips up a little bit higher. Excellent. Let's drop the knees nice and wide. And sit back on the feet for that child's pose. Connecting with the breath here. Take 3 full inhales. Nice big exhales. Can you soften? Are you holding tension in that low back? Do you feel it in the hips? Can you let it go? Get rid of it completely. Use that exhale side out. So good. Oh, so good. Beautiful. Pressing into those hands. Start to come up. Just gonna check the time here. Oh, beautiful. And let's roll things down onto our back. Spinning around. Lowering down. Knees bent, feet planted. Spine connecting. Let's inhale to lengthen, extend long through the crown of the head. Exhale, roll those shoulders back and down. Nice and strong and soft. All at the same time. Beautiful. Let's bring the arms out wide like a T, making a nice T shape. And bring, let's start with right leg over left leg, just simply crossing the legs. And then drop the legs down towards the left, coming into a nice little twist here. Left hand come on top of the legs, just to add that more weight. That'll add a little more stretch into that IT band. Gaze can go to the right if you want a little more rotation through that upper part of the spine. See if you can relax and settle. Beautiful. Let it feel really good. See if you can connect in with that softness. The breath is such a powerful tool, such a great anchor. It's a great thing to come back to. If your mind is overworked, over busy, wandering off, just focus on the breath. Notice the inhale. Notice the ribs expand, the lungs fill, diaphragm engages and belly expands. Exhale, let it all out. Beautiful. Let's return the gaze back to neutral. Reach the arms out. Swing the legs up. Uncross them. And get ready to come into the other side. So crossing the left leg over right. Drop the legs down towards the right hand side. Hanging out here, or maybe right hand comes on top of the legs. Just adding in that little bit of weight. Try not to actively pull. Let the weight of the hand be enough. Maybe the gaze goes towards the left. Try and keep those shoulder blades nice and rooted into the mat. Connecting in with the breath here. Noticing the movement, the journey the breath takes into the body. Filling the lungs. Beautiful. See if you can soften. Are you holding on to lots of tension through that top hip? And can you let it go? Release. Maybe even let your breaths be a little bit audible, whether you're using that ujjayi breath, that restricted, that sound with your mouth closed. Or maybe you just float side out, letting it go. So turn the neck back to neutral. Release the legs. Swing them up. Uncross. And hug the knees into the chest. Maybe you roll into a tiny ball. Bring your head and shoulders up off the ground. Rolling them back down. Maybe you reach through the legs for the happy baby. Bring the feet up towards the ceiling, knees draw inwards towards the body. Keeping a nice little rock from side to side. If that feels good, you can extend one leg long and the other. Taking some time now to enjoy a little freestyle. If there's another pose or movement that your body is craving, feel free to explore that now. Maybe you want the waterfall or supported waterfall. That feels so good on the back. Beautiful. Whatever it is you need, take your time to explore. I'm going to intentionally leave you guys here, doing more of a shorter class today. I have lots that are an hour, the full-length class, but sometimes you don't have time for a full hour of yoga, especially at home with your schedule changes. So I'm going to try to do once a week a shorter class. So today is that day. So if you're playing around in your pose and you're ready for your Shavasana, get into whatever position that may be. Letting it feel good, where you can take a couple of moments, couple of breaths, just to focus in on your practice, letting it go, let it feel delightful, let the breath be that anchor. Maybe you ask yourself, have I been living in a scarcity mindset? Where is the abundance in my life? Finding things to be grateful for, to be joyful over, to release that expectation where you need to have it all. The question is, do you have enough? Beautiful. Well, thank you so much for joining me. Take some time to really enjoy some time whether you're scrolling through your phone or simply breathing. I pray that the rest of your day is filled with moments of joy and that you are always blessed. Thank you so much, and namaste. Beautiful.